There's an interesting word choice in the Song of the Sea that I wanted to look at today. Hi everyone, this is R.A. Sweeney. Welcome to Wordplay in the Word, where I try to just look at some interesting things that are in the Bible that you might not catch if you're only reading in English. So things that you see in the Hebrew or the Greek or between the languages and things like that. Today, I wanted to look at a passage. It's called the Song of the Sea, which may or may not be familiar to some of you listening. But it is the song that Moses and the people of Israel sing as soon as they come out of the Sea of Reeds in the actual Exodus event. So they cross the sea on dry land, the seas crush the Egyptians, and the Israelites are all just standing on the bank of the sea, having just been rescued out of Egypt, and they sing this song called the Song of the Sea. And the first part that we at least have recorded for us is Moses and the men singing, and then it's followed up by a passage that Miriam is leading the women in singing. Dr. Carmen Imes actually gets into some of how the songs would have worked in a video that she has on this exact same passage. And so if you really are interested in exploring how the song might have worked, you can definitely check out Dr. Imes's videos in her Torah Tuesday series. They're really, really good. But I wanted to touch on a passage that she actually kind of called my attention to, but I kind of went a different way than what she did. So the song starts out with "I will sing," and then essentially like about how great the Lord is because he's done these awesome things. And then it says, he is my strength and my song and has become to me my liberation. And so I wanted to focus on that idea of he's been my strength and my song, because song is not a great translation. I think the translators went with song because earlier it said I will sing. But it's a different word here that is probably better translated melody or tune or something like that. And so even just that is interesting, that it's a different word than singing and song. It's he is my strength and my melody, perhaps. And so there's a couple ways that you could read this. On a pretty basic level, it starts out with "I will sing about how great the Lord is." So you could imagine someone kind of like asking the question like, well, what is it that you're going to sing about? Oh, well, he is my melody. So it's like, what is the song about? Him. It's about God. He's the melody of this song. And so in that way, it's a pretty simple answer. And I think you could probably just walk away with that and be just fine for the rest of your life. But what came to mind for me was like a symphony. Or just, a musical, or in any good like musical collection that's meant to fit together, not just like you get a CD. I guess they don't even do CDs anymore, but like you get an album from somebody anymore, and it's just like I made some songs and here you go. But like a good collection of music where it's working together, and throughout the piece or the collection, the individual pieces are working with each other and mixing in. And for me, what came to mind was I absolutely love Phantom of the Opera, the book, the movie, the play, like it's all good. But one of the things is the songs are so well done. And you can think about like how the music is introduced in places, but then it becomes recurring themes, and how that's meant to like help shape the story, because you just have these tunes that are interwoven throughout. And so you've got the masquerade party, and they sing the masquerade song, and it's important. But then like at the end, when well, I don't want to spoil it, but at the end that song comes back up, or the point of no return is in a few areas, or even the theme song of the Phantom of the Opera, like that gets played. And so it's meant to tie things together, and you just have these, even though the music goes in different directions, the story's going in all sorts of directions, you can just weave this melody in, and it's going to connect it, and it's going to reshape it and redirect it and add significance. Symphonies do a great job of this as well, where it's just bringing even if you just take like a few stanzas of that melody and interject it, it can completely reshape the tone of the song, or the direction that the song's going. And it's really, really well done. I don't know nearly as much about this as I would like to, but I'm starting to kind of explore, like, how is the melody, that main melody of a collection, used to help shape and tell the story, and it's really, really interesting. And so bringing that idea to this passage, and I'm not saying this is the right way to read it, this is just what I was thinking about when I was listening to Dr. Imes explain how she approached this passage in a completely different way. That's at least what came to mind for me, is like, throughout my story, the melody is God. And so, like, he introduces himself in different ways. Sometimes it's these big bursting forth of the melody. Sometimes it's the introduction of the melody. Sometimes it's just these subtle little, like, a few notes in a row that are meant to reshape. And the melody is just this constant current, sometimes foreground, sometimes background, but it's just woven in through the entire story of my life, in this case, throughout the story of the Exodus. And so it's like, hey, I'm going to sing like this glorious song of the amazing things God's done, and all through it, the Lord is going to be the melody that is really connecting the dots, that is directing the flow, that's providing the overall tone and redirections when the story starts to go, seemingly the story is going off the rails. You've got some dissonant tones coming in, the melody comes in and resolves those and brings them back, and that's what the melody is meant for in a piece of music. And I think the way that it's being used here is to try to say that God is the one doing all of those things in the lives of the Israelites. So that's what that's what I wanted to talk about in this video, at least how I'm looking at that kind of strange turn of phrase in the middle of the beginning of the Song of the Sea there. Like I said a few times here, like I could be wrong. I could be reading way too far into it, but at least in my mind, that's what I am importing into this. And so I'm not really drawing that out of a lot of other passages in scripture. It's really just what I'm bringing into that. So do with it what you will, but that's how I'm interpreting that passage, and I do hope it's a blessing. If you're enjoying these videos, make sure that you subscribe so that you're getting the weekly videos right in your email or on your YouTube page there. If you know other people that you think would like to nerd out with us and some of the wordplay and things like that, please be sharing these so that they're able to be a part of this journey with us as we're exploring the Bible a little bit better. Likes and things like that are helpful for helping other people find it. But for now, I'm really grateful you all are here. I do want to give that reminder I've been given for a couple weeks now that here very soon I'm going to be mixing this wordplay series with my ask and response series and doing just one or the other each week, so I can be bringing some other things. So be looking for that soon. But for now, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope this was a blessing for you, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks, everyone.